They're just niggling away at one or two of them at prices just for a squeak against this odds-on shop.
So the runners beginning to assemble at the start in the setting sun for our finale on the channel this evening. And there is Rab Havlin's mount, Indian Warrior. He was realistic about Indian Warrior's chances here, Mark. And the one with the most obvious claims is their centre shot, Mountain Peak. Going to be slightly disappointing, isn't it, if he can't go in again under a penalty?
I think, yeah, you would be disappointed. He carries that £6 penalty. That was for his win at Leicester last time out. Was a good performance. Dropped back in trip, wasn't an issue whatsoever. And he won by the best part of 4 lengths. He made all the running. He beat a 66 rated horse of Rafe Beckett's Edge of the World. That was his first win on turf. But he had no problem with the trip over 6. He's back to 5 here. We'll see how he copes with that. But he showed loads of speed at Leicester, and it was good to firm ground.
Spoke to 1 or 2 jockeys this evening. 1 or 2 of them have got rides in this race. Luke Morris won on Palmer, who is a bit patchy overall, but if he came back to the form that he showed when runner-up 2 runs ago, he might be able to chase home the favourite.
And on some of his form for Brian Smart. He was once rated 76, he now runs off 69. He's had a handful of runs for Paul Midgley. Needs to bounce back from Redcar last time.
Brandy Station is a big price here, but as Franny Norton pointed out, this does represent a drop down in grade for him. So, at the final race on day 2 of this 3-day July fixture, last one coming in, here's Ian.
Brandy Station comes into stall number 2, completes the line, they're ready. They're off. 5 furlongs is the trip. They leave the starting gates in the centre in purple. Mountain Peak is out well. Palmer, Luke Morris on the left in the green. 1 from the right, Brandy Station with the noseband. The dark jacket of Indian Warrior with this. Pale jacket is Go Sandy more towards the stand side rails. Dark blue and yellow of Zizum is in company with Q20 Boy in the red sleeves and red cap. So they head down towards halfway. White face of Palmer on the left. Towards the right. 1 from the right with the noseband, Brandy Station. Extreme right is Indian Warrior. Right up with him is Mountain Peak down the centre in purple. Then Q20 Boy, red sleeves and cap. Zizum behind these goes Sandy as the back marker. A furlong and a half to go. It is Mountain Peak and Liam Canary who send the favourite for the line now. Goes on by a length and a half. Dark jacket of Indian Warrior trying to make a race of it. Q20 Boy in red is staying on them. Brandy Station. Mountain Peak though, odds on chance in a handicap. One well, just pushed out. Q20 Boy in second, Indian Warrior in third, and Brandy Station fourth.
Well, if you took a relatively short price about Mountain Peak and our finale, I don't think you had too many worries for most of the 5 furlongs here. The 2-to-1 on market leader scores again 8 days on under a penalty in a strongly run race, courtesy of Palmer down the near side. Mountain Peak has won comfortably, Mark.
He's won really well, yep. £6 penalty, dropped back to 5 furlongs. That wasn't a problem at all. Basically sat on the tail of Brandy Station for the first half of the race, and then he more or less took over once Liam Canary wanted him to, and he's won in decisive fashion.
Not sure why we ended up with 2 groups in such a small field, but there we go. I suppose down the near side, Luke Morris just deciding that the quickest way from A to B is in a straight line, and Palmer showed a lot of speed to beyond halfway. What was going on with Brandy Station, do you think? Was Franny Norton was glancing down at various stages?
Yeah, I don't know whether Franny was concerned about the horse or whether he thought Mountain Peak was sat close enough to him. I don't know, but Franny had a couple of looks round, didn't he? But once the winners got shaken up by Liam Canary, he's bounded clear, continues the good form of Ed Walker, and the horse versatile. He's won over a stiff 6 at Leicester, and he's had no problem. I know it's in Leicester grade here, but no problem. A quick 5 at Haydock.
Q20 Boy, the eventual runner-up, lightly raced, might be open to a little bit of further improvement, and in finishing a clear-cut second, wasn't knocked about in pursuit of the winner.
No, and for that reason alone, the fact he is lightly raced, that was only his 5th start, 3rd on turf. He stays on well enough, and you'd think probably worth a try back up at 6, or even a worth a try at 6. He's been running over 5.5.
Yeah, and at this sort of grade, he won't always be bumping into a horse like Mountain Peak, who's on a run of form.
No, 6.63 doesn't look too bad a mark. As you say, he's bumped into a real in form and progressive